Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spurs Up Show, the best Gamecocks podcast on the internet. Today is Wednesday, October the 14th, 2020. On today's show, it's Wednesday. We're talking gambling. Best bet for South Carolina-Auburn. Auburn right now opening up as a 3.5-point favorite. Over-under set at 51.5. I'll analyze the game, give you guys my best bet for the weekend. Also, SEC gambling picks. Guys, a 5-2 weekend last weekend. We're getting hot. 13-8 overall. Feeling real good about these picks. We got a great slate of games. I will give you my SEC gambling picks as we look to break the bookie this weekend. Really good stuff. All brought to you by our friends over at MyBookie. Guys, we're in peak sports season. We got the MLB playoffs. By the way, shout out to the Atlanta Braves getting the W on Monday night. We got playoff baseball going on right now. We got college football, NFL, anything and everything you can bet on at MyBookie. That can only mean one thing. It is winning season. Winning season means doubling your first deposit. Winning season means free bets, super contest, survivor, and more. At MyBookie, winning season's all about your chance to win big. Guys, like I said, you can bet anything and everything. We got MLB playoffs right now, UFC, college football, NFL, tons of sports going on right now. The craziest sports time of your lifetime is here. Guys, it's simple. Make your picks, win big, collect your cash, invest in your intuition. Select from hundreds of future bets, or you can bet games in real time with MyBookie's live betting. Put that big brain of yours to good use. Go over to mybookie.ag, guys. That's mybookie.ag. Use the promo code Gamecocks and double your first deposit. Guys, new players get to $1,000 in free play. So what that means, you go to mybookie.ag. You put in the promo code Gamecocks. You put $500 in. They're going to match it and give you $500 in free play. You put in $750. They're going to match it and give you $750. You put in $1,000. They're going to match it and give you $1,000 in free play. And guys, it's a win-win scenario. It's a free play. You bet the money and you win. You get the money in your account. You bet the free play and you lose. Guess what? Doesn't hit your account. It's a free play. It is a win-win, guys. It's designed to add more excitement to the sports you love and the games you bet. Thousands of cross sports wagers, props, and parlays await. Sign up now to bet with the best and celebrate your victory. Again, guys, that's mybookie.ag, promo code Gamecocks. Mybookie.ag, promo code Gamecocks. Your winning season begins today only at MyBookie. Let's get it. What is up, guys? I'm Chris Phillips, host of the Spurs Up Show. As always, appreciate you guys tuning in. We've got a packed show here on a Wednesday. We're talking gambling, of course. Best bet, South Carolina-Auburn, SEC gambling picks. We got a lot to dive into. As I'm really looking this week, guys, we've been getting better each and every single week as far as the gambling picks are concerned. I'm trying to break the bookie this weekend. We're going to have an undefeated week before it's over with. We are going to have an undefeated weekend. I'm here to tell you right now, it's going to happen. I got a good feeling. This weekend, I think this weekend might be it. But guys, hope you're all having a fantastic Wednesday, fantastic hump day. Obviously, it's a great week to be a sports fan, by the way. I said that on social media, I think on Monday, but we got playoff baseball going on. We had NFL Monday and last night. We've got college football tonight through Saturday, NFL Sunday. Like I said, playoff baseball on every single night. The Braves won Monday night. I mean, it's just a phenomenal week to be a sports fan. Hey, if you're a Falcons fan, Dan Quinn and Thomas Dimitroff got fired. I mean, there's a lot of good things going on right now as far as if you're a sports fan. But overall, appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. And again, I'm very excited to talk some gambling today. Before we get into everything, just a couple of housekeeping items. As always, first things first, if you have not done so, click the pause button, take 5 seconds out of your day, go leave 5 stars, leave your thoughts, your feedback, whether you're on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, whatever it may be. Leave a 5-star review. It helps boost up the podcast, helps others that maybe aren't familiar with the show to find it. So again, if you've done so, thank you. If you haven't, take 5 seconds out of your day, go leave a 5-star review. And again, if there are things you like, things you don't like, things you want to hear more of, less of, whatever it may be, we're slowly increasing the reviews. I really would like to get to 500 by end of season. I think we can do it. Like I said, if you haven't done so, take 5 seconds out of your day, go click 5 stars. And like I said, if you got some feedback, I'd love to hear it. Also, If you're not subscribed and you're listening, I'm not sure what you're doing. Hammer that subscribe button. Again, does not matter the platform, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play. Also on social media, if you're not following the Spurs Up Show, of course. And hammer the subscribe button on YouTube. We are less than 200 subscribers away from 1,000. I really want to hit that 1,000 number. So be sure, guys, rate, subscribe. If you've already done so, thank you so much for the love and support. Also, want to remind you real quick, watch party this Saturday, Overtime Bar and Grill. Same schedules we've had the last 2 weeks. Doors open at 11, kickoff at noon. I'll be going live on the Daily Crow pregame and postgame, 11 to 11:30 pregame, and immediately following the game, the postgame show. So very excited to be throwing this watch party once again at Overtime Bar and Grill. Like I said, for the third straight week, we have a noon kickoff. I was very excited when the LSU game was announced, and we don't have a noon kickoff. Thank God we've got the afternoon. But it does make things easy as far as scheduling is concerned. So again, watch party Saturday, Overtime Bar and Grill. Also, I could not help myself. I teased it on social media, and I'll just go ahead and say it here on the podcast. Tune in to the interview that will be on the show tomorrow. The biggest interview in this show's history. Jungle Boy Swag, Two Spoons, the Swagoo, DJ Swearinger joined me for an interview Tuesday afternoon. Guys, just phenomenal stuff. I mean, phenomenal stuff. The best interview we've ever had on the airwaves. That's going to drop tomorrow here on the airwaves. So I want to let you guys know again, I couldn't help myself, put out a little teaser on social media. But just want to let you guys know, be sure to tune in tomorrow. DJ Swearinger interview. It is, I mean, words can't describe how awesome that interview is and how awesome that interview is going to be once it drops. So again, guys, make sure you tune into that. All right, let's dive into all the gambling stuff. Best bet SEC gambling picks. Before we do, though, I want to tell you about my friends over at Yardware, because today's show is brought to you by Yardware. Guys, Yardware is a veteran-owned and operating company licensed by the University of South Carolina. They're selling must-have Carolina yard and wall signs. Guys, these signs are amazing, extremely high quality, too. That's the difference. They're very high quality. They're made out of 12-gauge laser-cut steel, and they come in both garnet and black. Football season's in full swing. And guys, believe it or not, Christmas is right around the corner. It's crazy, right? We're already basically halfway through October. Christmas and the holidays are right around the corner. You can order yours today. Yardwaresigns.com. That's YARDWARE signs.com. Yardware Signs. Guys, go check out these signs. Again, for that Gamecock fan in your life, you're not going to get one for yourself, which if you're not, you're crazy. You should. These things are awesome. They're great for any Gamecock fan. But like I said, with the holidays coming up, this is the perfect gift. They're only $34.95, so they're not going to break the bank, but they're extremely high quality. Like I said, 12-gauge laser cut steel. You can put them in your yard. You can hang them in your man cave. You can hang it in your office, your garage, your house. I mean, anywhere. You can hang this thing anywhere. It's a high-quality piece. Again, it is the perfect gift for any Gamecock fan. And I would say it's a must-have for any Gamecock fan. Again, they've got it in garnet. They've got it in black. You might as well just get both of them. Again, only $34.95, perfect for a stocking stuffer. Check out our friends at Yardware, yardwaresigns.com. That is yardwaresigns.com. If you're a Gamecock fan and you don't go to yardwaresigns.com, you are doing yourself a disservice. Like I said, yardwaresigns.com. Tell them Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. All right. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Best bet for South Carolina-Auburn. Very interesting line in this game. Interesting line movement in this game. The Gamecocks opening as a 2.5-point underdog. That line has since shifted. Auburn a 3.5-point favorite now. So the Gamecocks, the money is coming in on Auburn in this one. South Carolina hosting Auburn at Williams-Brice, noon kickoff. Over-under set at 51.5. Now, not to dive too much into my breakdown of Auburn, because we're going to talk about Auburn, really in depth on tomorrow's show, and I'll give my prediction Friday, all that good stuff. But I view this game very similarly to how I viewed the South Carolina-Tennessee game. I truly do believe this is a coin flip game of sorts, and that may have been a surprising thing to say in the preseason. I don't think anybody was picking South Carolina to beat Auburn in the preseason, but the way Auburn has looked, I mean, you take a look at their 3 games. They beat Kentucky pretty soundly week 1. But week 2, they get shellacked by Georgia, which is Georgia. But then last week, almost lose to Arkansas, should have lost to Arkansas. So what can you really expect out of Bo Nix, Gus Malzahn, and this entire Auburn group? Meanwhile, South Carolina, you played a Tennessee team that's pretty solid, I would say, upper third of the conference. You played them really tough and lost. You played Florida, a team that's definitely upper third of the conference. You played them fairly tough and lost. Then you go and you blow out Vandy. So I feel like with both teams, there are still a lot of question marks, which makes this game such a toss-up in my opinion. I really believe this game could go either way. That's why I'm staying away from the spread completely. I'm staying away from that 3.5. I'm staying away from it for sure. Let's talk about over-under though. The over-under 51.5. And I've gone back and forth on this. I'm taking the under 51.5 barely. I think barely the under 51.5 hits. Here's my reason why. I think South Carolina is going to commit to running the football with Kevin Harris. I really do believe so. We all know, we've seen the Gamecocks offense at this point. Colin Hill is not going to do anything crazy, anything flashy. He's also not going to throw you out of the football game. So I don't expect to see a South Carolina offense slinging it all over the field or doing anything crazy like that. I think it's going to be a heavy dose of Kevin Harris. I think Auburn as well wants to run the football. I think you're going to see two teams that want to establish the ground game. I actually expect, because I expect J.C. Horn to be on Seth Williams the entire game. The Gamecocks secondary we know is a big question, but I think against Bo Nix, he's been very erratic this year. I've actually been surprised how erratic Bo Nix has been. I think because of that, I think the under in this game hits, and it barely hits. I mean, I'm literally thinking like a 27-24 score is very possible, which would put us at 51. But hey, the over-under is 51.5. So we're just trying to get that little half, that little hook. We'll get under that little hook. So under 51.5 is my best bet in this game. I think you will see a game kind of like a slugfest. That's what I kind of equate this game to. I think it will be a defensive slugfest in a sense. In a sense, you saw Arkansas last week was able to have some success against that Auburn offense. And again, Auburn, their biggest question mark I'd probably say on their team is their offensive line. And I think the Gamecocks front seven can have success against Auburn. They can get to Bo Nix, make him make some mistakes, force some bad passes. Again, they're going to lean on Tank Bigsby in that running game, and I think South Carolina will be able to hold their own just enough. So, again, I think the under 51.5, because, again, I think it's going to be two football teams that want to establish the run. They're going to be stingy in establishing the run, and they're going to try to keep it on the ground. And they're going to try to keep it on the ground and not make that big mistake that could turn the football game. So for that reason, I think under 51.5 is the play this weekend in Columbia as the Gamecocks take on the Auburn Tigers. So that's my best bet, under 51.5. Let's move into the SEC gambling picks. Guys, hell of a week for your boy last week. 5-2 last week. By the way, I want to just pat myself on the back really quickly because I was one of few people that picked Kentucky -2.5. Everybody, oh, Mississippi State, the air raid. No. Wildcats, desperate at home. Mississippi State looked very mortal in their last game prior to Kentucky. Kentucky waxes MSU. Easy cover. So I was able to get that one, but 5-2 last week. We're now 13-8 overall. So feeling very, very good coming into this week in a good slate of games. Obviously, we have no Vandy Mizzou because of COVID bullshit, but I'm sorry. I'm sick of reading the headlines. Either way, though, 13-8 overall. We got a really good slate of games. Let's go ahead and dive into it. We'll start with the aforementioned Kentucky Wildcats. Kentucky at Tennessee. Tennessee, a 6-point favorite. Over-under set at 46.5. Guys, this one's easy for me. And I said last week I'm not ready to crown Tennessee. I'm taking Georgia -12, and that turned out to be the right pick. I'm not ready to crown Tennessee as Tennessee is quote-unquote back, but they're better than Kentucky. Kentucky, even as good as they've been, even as good a job as Mark Stoops has done getting that program going and getting them back to, or getting Kentucky to being respectable, really, for whatever reason, they cannot figure out Tennessee. They cannot figure out Tennessee. They got to go to Neyland this week, too. Listen, like I said, I didn't think Tennessee was ready to challenge Georgia, but they are better than Kentucky. Hammer the Vols. -6 in this game at home. I think they cover the 6 points. Ole Miss at Arkansas. Ole Miss -3. Over-under set at 77. Yes, you can expect a lot of points in this one. Lane Kiffin, what he did against Alabama, that was absolutely insane. The over in that game was a kick-in. That was so easy. You got an Arkansas team that has an SEC win already. They should have two. They should have beaten Auburn. I think Arkansas kind of comes back to reality in this one. I think Lane Kiffin is one of the best offensive minds in the country, and I think for that reason, Ole Miss -3. Ole Miss -3 is the play. I think two first-year head coaches, Lane Kiffin and Sam Pittman, I think Lane Kiffin gets the better of the two. He's going to dial it up. Ole Miss covers the 3-point spread. LSU at Florida. Now, this one's very interesting because Florida, as I just went on the air, They've had some issues with COVID, and they're pausing football activities. Who knows if this one even gets played, right? So anyways, we're going to assume it does. Florida, minus 11.5, over-under set at 73. Guys, LSU, I can't believe how bad LSU has been. I can't believe how bad LSU has been this year. Listen, I know they lost their entire team. I know they had to replace a bunch of guys, but to lose to Missouri at their place, even though to lose to Missouri, that shocked me. And the way they lost, giving up all those points. Florida, on the other hand, they're coming off of a loss to Texas A&M. So something's got to give. One of these teams is going to bounce back. The 11.5-point spread feels big, but when you see how LSU has played, I wouldn't touch it. I'm instead going with the over 73. Neither one of these defenses can stop anybody. I think the Kyle Pitts to Kyle Trask connection is still going to go on. We all saw Florida against the Gamecocks. They've got a ton of offensive weapons, and I still do think LSU can score. I don't think you're going to see a lick of defense in this game. Give me the over 73 between LSU and Florida. Texas A&M at Mississippi State. A&M a 6.5-point favorite. Over under set at 54.5. Again, going back to the defenses, A&M can't stop anybody. Mississippi State, they're going to try to throw it 75 times in this game. Give me the over 54.5. Hammer the over. Both quarterbacks in this football game are going to have fantastic games. Over 54.5 is a no-brainer, especially in a game that Mike Leach is coaching in. You don't ever take the under in a game he's coaching in. Georgia at Alabama closing out, and this is definitely the game of the week. Bama minus 6. Over under set at 57. I know that the offenses are exploding right now in the SEC. It literally looks like Big 12 football. It looks like Big 12 football in the SEC. I think this one, 8 o'clock kick in Tuscaloosa, game of the week, obviously a rematch of the national championship, rematch of the SEC championships. This is going to be as intense a football game as you will see all season, and I think this one's going to look a lot more like a traditional SEC football game. I really do. Give me the under 57. 6 feels kind of big as far as the spread, but it's Bama at home, and you know what? You don't get rich betting against Alabama, so I'm staying away from the line. Give me the under 57. I'm thinking this is a 23-20, 23-17. I mean, even if it's a 27-20 game, guess what, guys? We win. I really think you're going to see some phenomenal defense in this football game. I know Alabama just got gashed by Ole Miss, but I think they will bounce back, and we all know what Georgia's defense has. We all know what Georgia's defense is like. It's going to be a phenomenal matchup between Georgia's defense and Mac Jones and that Alabama offense. Give me under 57, though. I do think we see some solid defense in this football game. So that's going to do it for me. That's the SEC gambling picks. That's the best bet, guys. Really appreciate you all tuning in. Let's break the bookie this week. Appreciate the love, support. Again, guys, I'm so excited for you guys to hear this interview tomorrow. DJ Swearinger, Gamecock legend, on the show, so stay tuned for that. But, guys, really do appreciate you tuning in. Be sure to stay tuned to all the other coverage, all the other content. And like I said, let's go break the bookie this week. So, again, I'm Chris Phillips, the Spurs Up Show. As always, guys, appreciate you all tuning in, and we will talk to you tomorrow.